Continuing from our previous video, I want to discuss 5 things to avoid as a DM. These are core warnings that I have seen in campaigns when not managed in the slightest, so to give yourself and your players the best possible experience, let's go ahead and jump right into it. As always, grab your cup of coffee, and let's go ahead and start off with the first one. First thing that is probably the most important to avoid is the abuse of power. As a DM, you have all the power and the prestige that comes with it, and so your performance as a good or a great DM will be determined from your exercise of power. There is no question that you are the most powerful at the table. You can create anything you want and declare any rules you wish. However, DMs who feel a need to feed an ego they've created can cause one of the quickest downfalls of a campaign. Look, this is a dark side of DMing that I personally hate. Your role as a dungeon master is to run the game, not win the game, so don't put your will into it. Constantly beating down your players, forcing their decisions, and making them feel inferior without any payout is never going to be fun for them. And so if the players believe that the DM's will is in the game and everything is going to be reflective off of that, that is when you have gone too far. As a DM, you need to maintain that clear distinction that you play the characters and not that the characters play you. I understand that for some, the first moment of unstopped power can be an adrenaline rush. Here you are in a multiplayer game where you and only you have admin powers. But just like any other game, if you abuse that power, the players will just want to leave. That's why it's important to understand that one of the cornerstones of great DMs is how you bind yourself while having limitless power. Not only learning how to use your power, but also understanding when you shouldn't, and allowing the game to have its own identity, separate from you and the players, but a creation of both. The next thing that you should avoid as a DM is not letting go. All DMs will eventually experience a time where multiple hours of writing for a quest will not be played, since the players want to do something completely separate, and it sucks. It really does suck. But what sucks more is a DM who railroads the party to the parts that they want to do, ignoring their intentions by doing so. If you honestly have a problem with doing that, and can't find yourself being happy by going with their flow, then I would advise you to think about if you prefer to be a player. One of the things I personally had to learn was the ability to let go. I know that the quests are probably really fun or that the enemies are really powerful and cool, but if a player's decision or role will negate that, then roll with it. Sometimes your party is sharing one brain cell. It's true, and those are moments when you can guide the party back to being productive. However, knowing when your players need to be guided back to the path versus when you need to open up a new path is extremely important. Now, the way to do this, and what I really mean by this, is that if your players are excited for a new quest or mission they started in the moment, then let go of your expectations for that session. They are having fun and are excited, and as DMs, that is the ultimate outcome that we strive for. Now, do keep in mind that you must still keep the rules of the world and reality within the game. So, when I say let go, I don't mean allow your players to do absolutely everything and let go of any resistance that can come. But I mean let go of your resistance. The rules are separate from you. If the players want to create a giant slingshot to shoot the Artificer's mega supernova flame bomb at the dragon instead of going to its lair to kill it as you intended, then you as a DM should not be thinking, how do I get them back on track to fight the dragon in its lair for an epic and intense fight that I planned out? But rather, what are the rules for giant slingshots in the game? What materials do they need to gather? What rolls do they need to make? What exactly needs to be done? That is how you do it the right way. The next thing I want to talk about is DMs that avoid player creativity. You never want your players to think that their imagination and creativity is useless. You need to establish within yourself that there are multiple ways of doing something. This helps you in being flexible with your plots and take player action into account more than anything else. I'm sure your intended methods of solving the quest or beating the boss are fun and cool, but those are things for you to do as a player, not as a DM. If you consistently decide how things are solved for the players, no matter what they do, then they will just feel like they're along for the ride and can only do what you want them to do. D&D is supposed to be about unlimited possibilities, and stripping the game of that strips the identity from D&D. If your mechanic to a boss or solution to a puzzle is simply solved within one turn, it could be a gut punch, because you were hoping for it to be more impactful. But what's more impactful than having your players cast a specific spell, attack a specific part of the target, or think of a valid solution immediately? You succeeded in getting your players to analyze their resources and actions to perform something they usually wouldn't. I want you to remember that while it may suck at first, that what you thought would be a big deal was solved instantly, your player feels amazing for being quick on their feet and making the right call. And you should celebrate that with them, reward it, and overall, let them know that creativity is always important. For the fourth point, I want to talk about DMs that forget what it's like to be a player. A lot of DMs have either never been a player or haven't been one for years, and sometimes it's easy to forget what it's like on the other side of the table. Anytime I have doubts or questions, I simply ask myself, would I think this is fair as a player? Or more importantly, what kind of interactions do I want in the world? Your players want to feel awesome, they want to feel impactful, and they want to feel loved. Forgetting those emotions and just running the game doesn't allow you to immerse the table. Give your players extra flair, describe their powers and transformations with intense effects, and have NPCs notice things about their characters that they want to be noticed. Their race, their class, any scarrings, any kind of trinkets or amulets that they have. Talk about it. Just imagine or remember when you were a player and your party got excited to try the most ridiculous plan to get something done. Or when the DM made you feel epic as you swung your blade to slay the demon. And more than that, how it felt when you really wanted to do something, but it was shot down without any consideration. Last but not least, I want to talk about the final topic, and that's not listening to the players. I know this is a pretty negative video so far, but a lot of DMing goes wrong when you do these things. For the most part, if you're genuine in your writing, your role-playing, and your combat, the players are going to have a good time. However, I think you should strive for them to have a great time, and that can only be done once the players are brought into it. You can write an encounter or a quest to the exact detail, but it's the mind and the heart of the players that is the one factor that makes it the most magical. Listen to what your players want to do, and let them have fun. Whether they want to fight a dragon, pull off a heist, or want to try to make a squirrel they just met the mayor, let your players go wild with their ideas. You can stand there and be upset that they aren't doing your version of the story, or you can join them and ask them what's their next move. Because at the end of the day, we're all just friends getting together to go on this magical fantasy adventure. And don't forget that you are a part of that as well. If you stayed watching till the end, as always, thank you so much. If your cup of coffee is done, go ahead and get yourself a refill, and maybe enjoy some of my other videos. With that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and have a great rest of your day.